Hi guys, welcome to grade 11. In this video, I'm going to teach the first unit in volume 1, some basic concepts of chemistry. As the topic says, in this lesson, you're going to learn all the basic concepts that you need to know in chemistry, which will be very helpful for you to learn the other lessons in grade 11 and also in grade 12. And moreover, these concepts that you learn in this lesson will be very helpful when you prepare for the competitive exams like NEET and JEE. So this is a very important lesson. When it comes to chemistry, we all know chemistry plays a very important role in our day-to-day life. From the food we eat, the medicines we take and the comforts we enjoy, everywhere chemistry plays a major role. So when we say chemistry is playing a major role, we actually mean the chemist is also playing a major role. Who is a chemist? Chemist is the one who studies chemistry. So as you're all going to learn chemistry, you're also chemist. So to become a good chemist, you need to know the basic concepts of chemistry. So before we move into the main topic, I just want to make a few clarifications. If someone asks you what is chemistry, everyone will come up with a definition. One says it is study of atoms. Some will say we study about elements. Some say we are learning about molecules. Now the question is, are these three terms similar? Atoms, elements, molecules. Are they different? Many of you don't know the exact difference between these three terms. So I just want to make a clarification before we move on to the main topic. First term is atom. What are atoms? In biology, we say the building blocks of all living beings is cell. Same way, chemistry says the building block of the matter is atom. So everything in the matter, it is actually containing what? Atoms. So now the question is, when we say atom or atoms, are all the atoms same? No, they are not same. There are different atoms depending upon from which element you pick this atom. For example, if you take lithium element and you try to take one atom from lithium and see what is inside. You would have studied this in lower class. What is present inside an atom? It has a nucleus, and inside the nucleus, protons are present and electrons are revolving around the atom. That's what you have learned. So if you take a piece of lithium and pick one atom from it and try to open it and see what's inside, how many protons you can find in a lithium atom? There will be 3 protons. So imagine I've tried to make a model with clay. Imagine this is a piece of lithium element. This lithium element will have millions and millions of lithium atoms. So I've made only 4 atoms just for illustration. Take one lithium atom and try to cut open it and see what is inside. What will you find inside? How many protons will be present inside? It will contain 3 protons actually. All are together. So there would be 3 protons inside. So if there are 3 protons inside this atom, so what atom is this? This is lithium atom. So this lithium element together is made up of lithium atoms. And say for example, I am taking boron element. If you take boron element and take one atom of boron and try to open and see what will be present inside, 5 protons will be present inside. So all the atoms in boron element will be the same. All the atoms will have 5 protons and 5 electrons. And imagine this as the hydrogen element. If you take hydrogen element, it will be made up of hydrogen atoms. If you pick one hydrogen atom and see inside, how many protons will be there? 1 proton will be there. So the entire hydrogen element will have only the same type of atom, which we call as hydrogen atom. This is what atom? This is boron atom and this is boron element. This is lithium element and this one atom is lithium atom. So entire lithium is made up of lithium atoms. Boron element is made up of boron atoms and hydrogen element is made up of hydrogen atoms. Now let's take the boron element and we'll have a study on this. See, this is an atom of boron. This is another atom of boron. When you see in the element of boron, one atom will be attracted to another atom and they are together by a force of attraction. They don't form a bond between each other. They are just attracted with each other because boron atom has the capacity to survive as such. So these are boron atoms and they are attracted together. But when you take an element of hydrogen, one atom cannot survive as such. So what will happen? One atom will form bond with another atom. So this hydrogen exists as H2. Now this is called as molecule. So one atom, when it joins with another atom through a chemical bonding, then we call this as a molecule. Now this is a hydrogen molecule. Same way, if you take one atom of hydrogen, it will be bonded with another atom of hydrogen like this, and this is a molecule of hydrogen. Same way, I'll take another example. Let this be an element of oxygen. It is made up of atoms of oxygen. Same way, one atom of oxygen cannot survive, so it will be joined together with another atom of oxygen through a chemical bonding, which you will be learning in detail in chapter 4. So this is a molecule of oxygen. This is an oxygen molecule. So in the examples that I've shown, in hydrogen and in oxygen, both atoms are same in the molecule. So now the question arises whether only the atoms of same type form molecule. No, it's not so. Atoms of different elements can also join together through a chemical bond and form a molecule. Now take the same example. This is hydrogen element. This is oxygen element. Hydrogen element is made up of hydrogen atoms and oxygen element is made up of oxygen atoms. So one oxygen atom can come out, and I told you it cannot survive as such. That's why when it is inside the oxygen element, one oxygen atom bonds with another oxygen atom and exists as oxygen molecule. Now when it comes out, it is searching for someone because it cannot survive as such. Now at the same time, when two atoms of hydrogen coming out, so what will happen? This hydrogen joins with this oxygen to form a molecule called, what molecule is this? You have two hydrogens, H2O. This is water molecule. So in the previous example that I've shown, atoms of the same element join together through a chemical bond to form a molecule, and here atoms of different element can also form bonding to form a molecule. Now look at these pictures. See, this is a hydrogen atom, oxygen atom, nitrogen atom, sodium atom and copper atom. Just few examples I've written. So if this atom, hydrogen atom, if you have millions of hydrogen atom together, then that is hydrogen element. When you have millions and millions of oxygen atoms together, then that is oxygen element. And same way, if you take a piece of sodium element, what you can find inside? Sodium atom. So these are atoms. Inside the atom, now tell me, in hydrogen atom, how many protons will be present? One proton, and it has one electron. Oxygen, what is the atomic number of oxygen? It is 8. So inside oxygen's nucleus, what will be present? 8 protons, and outside 8 electrons will be there. This is nitrogen atom. What is the atomic number of nitrogen? It is 7. So it has 7 protons and 7 neutrons. And same way, when it comes to copper, atomic number of copper is 29. So it has 29 protons and 29 electrons. So I think you are clear with the atoms. Now coming to the molecule. See, I told you this is an atom of hydrogen and this is again another atom of hydrogen. When they form chemical bonding, then we get a molecule of hydrogen. See, this is hydrogen atom and again another hydrogen atom joined together through a chemical bond. Then this is hydrogen molecule. Same way, look at this example. You have one oxygen atom and another oxygen atom. When they react together to form a chemical bond, you get oxygen molecule. As I told already, not only atoms of the same element will react to form molecule, atoms of different element. See, these two atoms are coming from hydrogen and this atom is coming from oxygen. So when they react in a definite proportion, you get H2O, which is nothing but water molecule. Same way, look at this example. This is carbon dioxide molecule. An oxygen of carbon reacts with two atoms of oxygen to give you carbon dioxide. I hope you're clear with the atoms, elements and molecules. Compounds, you can use the term compounds for molecules also. Now we'll move on to the main topic. We'll start with the proper definition of chemistry. Chemistry is defined as that branch of science which deals with the study of composition, structure and properties of matter. So you're going to learn about matter, that is chemistry. So you should know what is matter. Matter is defined as anything that occupies space. Matter is defined as anything that occupies space. It possesses mass and its presence can be felt by one or more of our five senses. So if you can touch it, if you can feel it, if you can taste it, then we call that as matter. So studying about matter is chemistry, because matter, as I told already, is made up of atoms. So you're talking about atoms, obviously you'll come up with elements, then you'll come up with molecules. So studying about everything related to this is chemistry. If you see your textbook, in the first unit, in some basic concepts of chemistry, just below the topic of the lesson, a few lines will be there. It says, chemistry is the science of molecules and their transformations. So what is chemistry? You're going to study about molecules and how you can transform that molecule. It is the science not so much of the 100 elements, which means you have nearly 120 elements in the periodic table. Studying about only that is not chemistry, but of the infinite variety of molecules that may be built from them. From each element combining with another element, which means atom of one element is going to react with atoms of another element, and you're going to build variety of molecules. And you will be learning about all that, and that is chemistry. This was said by a scientist, Hoffman. So now coming back to matter. As I told already, matter is that thing which occupies space and you can feel it with any of your five senses. So now we are going to classify matter. Based on the physical nature and the chemical nature, matter can be classified. And you know physical nature, you would have studied in lower classes, the external features. So based on the physical nature, matter can be classified as solids, liquids and gases. Based on the chemical nature, matter can be classified into two types, pure substances and mixtures. In pure substances, again it can be further classified as elements and compounds. Just now I have told you what are elements and what are molecules and compounds. And mixtures, there are two types of mixtures, homogeneous and heterogeneous. From the name itself, you know, mixtures means you're mixing something. After mixing, if you're not able to see the different layers of the mixtures, then we call them as homogeneous mixtures. If you can see different layers, then it is heterogeneous mixtures. I've given few examples here. And when it comes to pure substances, all of them are homogeneous. You cannot see distinct separate layers. So they are all homogeneous. Now come to elements. As I told already, carbon, sulfur, iron, gold, all the 120 elements in the periodic table, they come under elements. Compounds, atoms of these elements, they combine in a definite proportion to give you compounds. See, I've told you the example of carbon dioxide, water. So now copper sulfate. So copper sulfate has atom of copper, atom of sulfur and atoms of oxygen. Same way carbon dioxide has atoms of carbon and atoms of oxygen. So these are examples of compounds. Now homogeneous mixture. Very simple. Air is a homogeneous mixture because air, you know, it has carbon dioxide, oxygen, it has traces of noble gases, but still you cannot see distinct layers. So they are all together. So it is homogeneous mixture. Brass, you know, what is brass? It's an alloy. Alloy can also be called as homogeneous mixtures because you cannot see distinct layers. When you combine two elements, metals, in a proper composition, proper percentage, you get brass. Again, those two elements will be a solution. You cannot separate them into distinct layers, so they come under homogeneous mixture. Same way, if you buy petrol in a bottle, you cannot see different layers, but it is made up of various hydrocarbons. So these three come under homogeneous mixture. Next one is heterogeneous mixture, and again, if you dissolve oil in water, you can see two distinct layers. You cannot say it is homogeneous. This comes under heterogeneous mixture. And same way, when there are dust particles present in air, then air is no more homogeneous. It is called as heterogeneous mixture.